It was Father's Day several years ago, and in the Stamp Auditorium in Youngstown, Ohio, the platform was filled with men, the men's chorus. And during the service, I paused and looked down, and I saw the junior ushers, all young lads, none of them over 12 years of age. The limit was 11 and 12, all young lads. And during the service, I just paused, and looking down at these nice young lads, so young, I said, come on up on stage, and I want the dad, the father of every one of these youngsters, to come and stand with his son. And the fathers came. Some came from on stage, others came from the audience. But there were two young brothers who stood alone. There was no father standing behind them. And I turned to them and I said, where's your dad? One turned and said, he's someplace out there. I said, go out and get him. And the two young lads went out looking for their father. And they came back and said, we can't find him. I said, call him. Maybe he's in the audience and you don't see him. And one of the brothers stood there and called his father. But the father did not respond. And they were the only two young lads standing there without a father, standing with them at Father's Day. On Wednesday of the next week, I received a letter written by the father of these two young lads. And he said, Kathryn Kuhlman, when my two sons came out looking for me, he said, I got scared and I ran. I left the auditorium, went out to the car and sat in the car the rest of the service. When the service was over with, my wife, my sons never said one word all the way home about the incident. But he said, I haven't slept a wink. I can't eat. I have no appetite. And if next Sunday you'll give another altar call, I want you to know I'll be the first one at the altar. The next Sunday, after the congregational song had been sung, I stopped before ever preaching a sermon, and I said, is that Dad here? The two young sons who stood here alone last Sunday, is that Dad here? Would he please come forward? And that man squared his shoulders and walked down that aisle of the Stamp Auditorium. And I want you to know something. Today, that Dad would have crawled on his hands and his knees every mile of the way, all the way from Pennsylvania to Tulsa, Oklahoma, to be here in this service, to be here at this graduation. For one of those sons is a senior graduating today. I understand he's vice president of the senior class. His brother will be a senior next year. Will those two sons and that father please stand up? Where are you? The father of Gary and Chris Bush.